Hi everyone, you're welcome in our channel Tech Lawyer, and today we are discuss about general exception from section 35 to 38. So let's start. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. So in section 35, there's a intention or knowledge, criminal intention and knowledge. Knowledge means forcibility of the consequences, and intention means forcibilities of the consequences plus desire of those consequences, and this act is done by several person. So there's a like different intention only by reason of its being done with the criminal knowledge or intention is done by several person. Each of such person who join in the act with the such knowledge or intention is liable for the act in the same manner as if the act were done by him alone with that knowledge or intention. So in this scenario, I just want to give you an example. uh, X is a person जो एक गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रहा है एंड उसने गाड़ी से एक बच्चे को हिट किया एंड दैट चाइल्ड इज डाई. सो वहाँ पे दैट इज द सेम टाइम ABCD वहाँ पे आ जाते हैं एंड दे आर स्टार्ट बीटिंग द ड्राइवर. उसको मारना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. सो ए हिट हिम. Like there's not a common intention. That's why that make the difference between 35 and 34, because in 34 there's a common intention, but in 35 there's not in common intention. Everyone have uh, like you can say there's a similar intention but not the common intention. So A hit by hand, B is hitting by like hitting by like stone, C is hitting by some weapon. So in this whole act, if A is liable for the act whatever he has been done, B is liable whatever he has been done. So in 34 you have the knowledge, you have or intention. So यहाँ पे क्या है, 35 में there is not a common like common intention or common knowledge. सो हम लोग कह सकते हैं कि 34 में हमारा कॉमन इंटेंशन है और मीटिंग ऑफ माइंड है, बट इन 35 देयर इज नो मीटिंग ऑफ माइंड एंड देयर इज नो कॉमन इंटेंशन. वी कैन से देयर इज अ सिंपल इंटेंशन एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस section 36 effect caused partly by act and partly by the omission, where the causing of a certain effect or a attempt to cause that effect by an act or by an omission is an offense. It is to be understood that the causing of that effect partly by an act and partly by an omission is the same offense. सो हम लोग इसको ऐसे समझ सकते हैं, पार्टली बाय द एक्ट एंड पार्टली बाय द इनलीगल ओमिशन. एक्ट मतलब उसने जो एक्ट किया है, इनलीगल ओमिशन जो उसको करना चाहिए था वो उसने नहीं किया है. ही इज बाउंड टू डू दैट thing but he does not do that. So there is an illustration. A is intentionally caused the death partly by illegal omission to give the food and partly by beating the A has commit murder. So इसमें जो illustration है इसमें बताया गया है कि A ने illegal ओमिटिंग किया है, लाइक उसको करना चाहिए था, जी को फूड देना चाहिए था बट उसने नहीं दिया है एंड देन उसने उसको पीटा भी है. सो ही इज कमिट द मर्डर. सो इस सेक्शन में दोनों चीजों का इफेक्ट आ रहा है. पार्टली बाय द एक्ट उसने उसको पीटा एंड देन सेकंड उसने उसको खाना भी नहीं दिया. सो दैट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एक्ट ही डाइड. सो यहाँ पे 36 अप्लाई होगा. सेक्शन 37 cooperation by doing one of several acts constituting an offense. When an offense is committed by means of several acts, whoever intensely cooperate in the communication of that offense by doing any of those acts, either singly or jointly with any other person, commit that offense. Section 37 is a criminal act that is done, and cooperation make common intention, like there's a transaction separated into many parts over a period of time and done by different person at the different time. Okay, so in this section 37 have the aggravated form of section 34. principle of 34 is applicable in the section 37, because in 37 there is a common intention, but in, oh sorry, in 34, but in 37 there is a might be common intention, and the act is done by several persons. So there is a illustration, I just read it for you. A and B agree to murder Z by severally and at the different time give him small dose of poison. A and B administer the poison according to the agreement with intent to murder Z. Z die from the effect of several doses of poison so administered to him. Here A and B intensely cooperate into the commission of murder, as each of them does an act by which the death is caused. They are both guilty of the offense, though their act are separated. Like in this illustration, A and B दोनों कॉमन इंटेंशन बनाते हैं कि हम लोग ए को जी को पॉइजन देंगे जिससे कि जी मर जाए, और दोनों अलग अलग टाइम पे जी को पॉइजन देते हैं जिसकी वजह से जी मर जाता है. तो बोथ ऑफ देम आर लायबल फॉर द एक्ट एंड बोथ ऑफ देम आर liable for murder. Okay, now there's another illustration which is clear. A and B are joint jailer, as and as such have the charge of Z, a prisoner. Alternatively, for the 6 hours at the time, A and B intensely to cause Z death, knowing cooperate in causing the effect of illegal omitting is during the time of his attendance. The furthering Z with the food, uh, his attendance to furnish Z with the food supplied to them for the purpose Z die of hunger. Both A and B are guilty of the murder of Z. Like in the second illustration, A and B दोनों जॉइंट जेलर है, दोनों एक साथ काम करते हैं. वो इंटेंशन बनाते हैं कि जो जी है ये प्रिजनर है, हम लोग इसको खाना नहीं देंगे, और दोनों की छः छः घंटे की यहाँ पे ड्यूटी है. सो दोनों अपना इनलीगल इमोशन करते हैं, उसको खाना नहीं देते हैं, और उसकी वजह से जी मर जाता है. तो दोनों ने मर्डर का ऑफेंस किया है. नाउ देयर इज अ वन मोर illustration which is clear the concept. A jailer has the charge of Z, a prisoner A, at- intending to cause Z death, illegally omit to supply Z with the food, in consequence of which Z is much reduced in strength, but the starvation of not sufficient to causing his death. A is dismissed from the office and B succeed him. B, without collision or cooperation with the A, illegally omit to supply Z with the food, knowing that he is likely thereby to causing Z death. Z die of hunger. B is guilty of murder, but A is not cooperate with B. A is guilty only for attempt to murder. ओके, सो इन थर्ड इलस्ट्रेशन हम यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि जो जी प्रिजन जो ए जेलर था वो जी का खाना बंद कर देता है, जिसकी वजह से जी काफी कमजोर हो जाता है, बट डेट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम ही इज नॉट लाइक वो मर नहीं सकता स्टारवेशन से. बट आफ्टर सम टाइम उसको डिसमिस कर देते हैं और बी उसकी जगह आता है. बी बिना कॉमन इंटेंशन बनाए वो भी जी का खाना बंद कर देता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एक्ट जी मर जाता है. तो इस पूरे एक्ट में जो ए है वो लायबल होगा अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर का, एंड बी इज लायबल फॉर मर्डर. ओके, आई होप आप लोगों को सेक्शन 37 समझ आ गया होगा. सेक्शन 38, persons concerned in criminal act may be guilty of different offenses where several persons are engaged or concerned in the commission of a criminal act. They may be guilty of different offense by mean of that act. So that's mean like in section 38, person are engaged in a commission of offense, and different person like are liable for a different offense. I just explain you in this illustration you can understand. A attacks Z under such circumstances of grave provocation that his killing to Z would be only culpable homicide not amounting to murder. That's mean A अटैक करता है Z पे जिसमें Z उसको ग्रेव प्रोवोकेशन करता है. B have ill will towards Z and intending to kill him, and not having been subject to the provocation assist A in killing Z. Here, though A and B are both engaged in causing Z death, B is guilty of murder and A is guilty of only the culpable homicide. Like so, in this illustration, we can understand कि A Z को Z को provoke करता है और Z उस provocation में A पे अटैक करता है, बट बी की भी दुश्मनी है जी से, तो बी आता है और उस प्रोवोकेशन में उनमें उसके हाथ में एक नाइफ दे देता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ इन दिस प्रोवोकेशन वो बड़ी गुस्से में है, वो जी को मार देता है। तो इन दिस केस ए इज लायबल फॉर कल्पेबल होमिसाइड एंड बी इज लायबल फॉर द मर्डर। ओके, सो इसमें क्या हुआ कि ए ने, क्योंकि वो प्रोवोकेशन में था और उसके इफेक्ट से यहाँ पे ही इज लायबल फॉर कल्पेबल होमिसाइड, एंड जी जो कि होश में था, वो उसने सोचा कि इज अ वेरी कनिंग मैन, उसने सोच समझ के उसके हाथ में चाकू पकड़ा दिया जिससे ये इसको मार दे, और मैंने तो कुछ किया नहीं है तो मैं किसी ऑफेंस के लिए लायबल नहीं होगा, उसने ऐसा सोचा। बट बिकॉज ही इज अबेटिंग टू हिम एंड ही गिव द knife, so he's liable for the murder. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel, like the videos, and share with your friends and family. Thank you very much. Have a good day.